and welcome to a what I spend in a week vlog. I live in London. I work for myself and I work from home, and I also have a 3-year-old. Today is Monday and I'm actually already filming this at the end of my working day because it was a very busy one with lots and lots of filming. Really early this morning we had an Ocado shop delivered. This is something that we only just started doing in the last few months, but it's been working kind of well. We really stock up on the cupboard staples, the shelf stable things. And it had been a while since we'd done a shop, so we were running low, so just got it all. And we also use Sorted Foods Sidekick app for our cooking and like getting recipes and shopping lists and all of that. And so I picked a meal pack for this week and also added that onto the Ocado shop as well. So some fresh bits in there too. We're a family of 3 and one person is a toddler and doesn't eat a lot of the things that we try and give him, and also eats dinner after school club some days as well. But I do the meal packs with 4 servings. So we can make dinner, eat dinner, and then there's leftovers for another night, but also because I work from home, having that in the fridge is really handy for my lunches. So the Ocado shop came to £131.89. Obviously that's gonna last us like a whole week of fresh meals, but the cupboard staples just last forever in theory until we eat them. But today my friend Sean came over for some filming, and then when we were done we went out and got lunch, which I paid for both of us to thank her for her services and coming to me to do the filming. And that was very scrummy and a very late lunch because we were filming for so long. And lunch for the 2 of us came to £41.35. I am going out to my book club this evening, so I need to buy some snacks en route. I won't have time to actually make dinner tonight, and also I'm not hungry because I had a super late lunch. But the other thing that I purchased today, which I am going to listen to on my way to book club later, is a new audiobook because I just finished one for book club. And I'm ready for another one. So I downloaded Human Rights by Juno Dawson, which is the 3rd and final book in the Her Majesty's Royal Coven trilogy. And I bought it on the app Zigzag and it cost me £6.99. That is because the way that Zigzag do their pricing, they're an independent audiobook seller, by the way, cheaper than Audible, which is owned by Amazon. They do their pricing where it starts out at $7.99, but then once you've bought 5 audiobooks, then you go into the lower price and lower price for every like 5 books that you download, and then it resets every 12 months. So last year I got all the way down to the lowest price tier, which is £3.99. So towards the end of my last 12 months, I was paying $3.99 for every audiobook. So good. But now I'm on $6.99 again. So I'm going to start listening to that on my way to do the childcare run now. Got school pickup and to book club later. So let's do that. Come with me in this week of spending money. What fun. Had a lovely time at book club and actually bumped into Mia on my way. Mia, if you remember her, she worked for me before I stopped doing the sex ed stuff. She worked for me for like 2 years and she was like my producer on the sex ed channel, this channel, and also the Doing It podcast for 2 years, and helped me so much during my mat leave and then like coming back to work part-time, and bumped into her just on the street and it was so lovely to see her. But I spent more than usual at the shop on my snacks and drinks for book club because it was someone's birthday, and so I bought myself a 4-pack of non-alcoholic Peroni, and I drank 2 of them and then accidentally left the other 2 in the fridge at the bookshop. So I WhatsApped just being like, help yourselves. So I spent £10.45 on that little trip, and then I've just now done some Vinted purchases for my child. His feet have grown again
it happens. He spent all weekend in his winter boots from last year, and they're just too small. They're like 2 or 3 sizes too small for him. And then his wellies are also like a size and a half to 2 sizes too small for him. And I did some vintage browsing with Rowan before I left for the book club, and he picked these Toy Story wellies, love. So I bought those, and then I picked for him, and he approved of these boots that are from this brand called Bobux, I think. I don't know how you say it, but a friend highly recommended this brand, but they're quite spenny, so much cheaper on Vinted, although still quite expensive for kids' shoes. They come highly recommended and they look cool. So including postage and packaging, our Toy Story wellies were £13.39, and the Bobux, like winter boots, ankle boots things, were £37.15. So already I feel like I've spent a lot today. And tomorrow for work, I am out and about. I have a podcast recording in the morning, and then in the afternoon is Rue Network, which is this business networking group that I'm in for parents who run small businesses. And so I'm going to be out and about basically all day. So I'm going to need to eat lunch out again tomorrow, but that might just be a quick sandwich pickup. So yeah, right, see you tomorrow.
Good morning! I'm at the Roundhouse because I'm going to be going on the A Bit Much podcast. The Roundhouse is obviously a gig venue. I've seen First Aid Kit here, I've seen Marina and the Diamonds here, maybe some others. I know Dodie's performed here as well, but they also have these creative studios and they do all of these projects, like creative projects with young people. And I was on one of their podcasts that they created years and years ago. That was like a sex and relationships podcast that they hosted. And then this one is called A Bit Much, and it's about sharing and oversharing. And I think, I'm not sure if it's specifically online in general, or that's like my episode is going to be about sharing online. So I'm excited and I need to fight my way in. The podcast series is coming out February next year.
Check it out, please.
Check it out. What's it going to be called?
It's called A Bit Much.
Bit Much.
It's about oversharing online.
Yeah, and it's like documentary style, so interviewing lots of different people.
Mm-hmm. Lots of people you hear from, people you don't hear from every day, not every day. Lurkers, everyone.
Lurkers.
Yeah.
How'd you find the lurkers? That's cool.
Reddit.
Nice. I have an hour before I need to get back on the tube to go to my thing this afternoon, and I'm hunting down some charity shops because I really want to find a copy of The Hunger Games, because my patrons are doing a buddy read, a group read at the moment, and I want to get involved. And I used to have copies of The Hunger Games, and I gave them away. I donated them to a charity shop years ago, and now I deeply regret it. So I'm going to go to all the charity shops around here until I find The Hunger Games. Oh my goodness, that street was gorgeous. If I had more time, I would have loved to sit in one of those cafes with the seating outside and get some lunch. No luck on the Hunger Games front though. So there is an Oxfam Books in Kentish Town, so we're heading there. No luck on the Hunger Games front. I'm just gonna have to keep scouring charity shops until I find something or I get it at the library. I'm currently second in the queue, and who knows
how long that's gonna take. But I got myself a Tesco meal deal for lunch today, a Just Ham sandwich, of course, and that cost £4.25. And then before the networking meeting, I grabbed myself a little chocolate bar, which was £1.55. And then I got home to this, live insects. We have a leopard gecko called Mustard. She eats locusts and they get delivered once a week. And this arrived and I forgot that the money came out like the other day. And so this was £8.28. That's every week, £8.28 on some locusts. And then of course, all of my TFL travel today, but we won't know how much that has come to total until tomorrow. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It also happens to be the first of the month. So whilst this is what I spend in a week, we've got some pretty hefty monthly payments that have just come out of the bank account. But before I get into those, I want to thank this video's sponsor, Squarespace. So whether you are just starting out in the freelance world or you're a small business owner, Squarespace makes it super easy to create your own beautiful website, engage your audience, and sell anything from physical and digital products to courses and even your time, all in one place and all on your terms. I've been using Squarespace for years for my professional websites. It is so easy to use with basically no website design experience. They have tons of templates for you to choose one and you just pick the one that works best for you and your brand and your business. And then you can customize it with all of your own personal branding assets, colors, fonts, content, videos, audio, fancy effects, all of the things. And Squarespace's new design intelligence empowers anyone to build their own beautiful, personalized, and tailored to you website using AI technology. And if you truly are starting from zero, starting from absolute scratch, then Squarespace Blueprint is your friend. It'll hold your hand through the entire process. You answer a few questions, and it takes you step by step designing your very own website. And Squarespace also have tons of visual design tools if you want to get a little bit fancier, a bit creative, make a really engaging website. They have so many different effects that are built in and ready to go on any Squarespace website that you can choose from depending on your purpose or your brand. There are so many different ways that you can customize your Squarespace website that you can really make it so personal and tailored to what you need. So if you are in need of a website for your project or business or whatever it may be, then you can go to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And then when you are ready to launch it into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, the monthly bills. I'm not going to bother dividing this up like weekly. It is what it is. Obviously, there are lots of different payments that are monthly that come out at different points in the month. There's also lots of payments that I have that come out yearly. We're just getting a snapshot of 1 week, just 1 week in the life. Okay, so the big one is our mortgage. That came out this morning, £1,446.59. I don't want to talk about it. Then our council tax, £174.50, and our gas and electric, which we have through Octopus. Would recommend, which is £114.92, which has basically doubled since we moved in here 7 years ago. Cost of living, am I right? Cosy lives crisis, and our mortgage has massively gone up because of the fecking interest rates malarkey. Thank you, Liz Truss, for that one. And then it also so happened to be today that our Spotify payment went out. This is £19.99 because we have the family plan. Obviously, all of these payments come out of the joint account, which is mine and Dan's money. And the Spotify one is a funny one because Dan uses that way more than me. I even suggested to him the other day, I was like, we both separately pay for YouTube Premium. Why don't we just use YouTube Music? Because that's included. And then it means that we can cancel the Spotify payment. And Dan is so deep into Spotify. He was like, no, I can't. So we're still using Spotify. And to be honest, I like it. I got my podcasts on there too. But yeah, I think it's the family plan we've got. So yeah, it's like 20 quid. Ugh. I am working from home today and then taking Rowan swimming after nursery. So my plan on my lunch break is to go out and run some errands. I need to get some bits from the shop. So we'll do that. But first I need to actually get some work done. Good morning. It's a new day. Yesterday was a very uninteresting day when it comes to spending. But I did go to Boots because I needed some green nail varnish, which will become clear why tomorrow, hint, hint, hint. I also got some of those like Calpol vapor plug refill things that are so good when you have a toddler with a cold and a bunged up nose, just to help clear out those sinuses at night. And honestly, I love sleeping in a room with the vapor plug thingy on. It's great. It's not a vapor plug, it's a vapor plug. I just call it the vapor plug. I went to Morrison's, got some bits and bobs that we needed. The TfL charge for Tuesday came through, £8.75. I did get on lots of tubes, trains, overgrounds and buses. I did it all yesterday. I went on the tube, overground, Thameslink and a bus on Tuesday. That was a big day. I wonder if £8.75 is the like day ticket cap, and so that I got capped at that. And then late last night I bought some freezer labels. How glamorous, because we'd run out and Dan's just been sharpieing on our containers with what's in the pots. And that was £3.99. But yeah, I can't imagine today is going to be a very exciting spending day either, because I'm just working from home all day and then I have no plans this evening other than parenting and just chilling out. Yesterday I got on the bus to go to swimming with Rowan after I picked him up from nursery, and I think London buses are now £1.75 per ride. It was £1.50 per ride when I first moved to London. So I'm expecting a £3.50 expense today at some point, I think. We will see. I need to get on with some work now. So excited.
Pretty good.
Is it good? Dan is ill. There's a new fast food place that's opened near us that we've literally been walking past every day and watching them gut the entire building and build. And it just opened yesterday. And so we thought we'd try it out. Do you want to guess how much this came to?
I know, because I've seen the monthly notification.
Oh yeah. Dan got a double cheeseburger and some buffalo like loaded fries. I got a single cheeseburger and some mac and cheese. It's like £31 something. Ridiculous. £31.30. Madness. Fast food ain't cheap anymore, is it? Well, got some tasty mac and cheese though. Yeah, not bad. Worth 30 quid though.
Green's good.
I just spent £65 on a whim. But not really on a whim, because I've been thinking about it for ages. Somebody, one of you lovely people, DM'd me on Instagram a link to Priya Parker's Substack called Group Life. And it was specifically an article that she'd written about like how to have kids at events, social gatherings, or like include them, but without the occasion being child-centered. And I thought it was really great. And I was perusing the rest of her Substack and I just got in deep, guys. I got in so deep. So much of what she writes about and also is hosting workshops on, which I've now watched 2 of the replays. I can't turn into them live because of time zones, but I'm like I am in. But they're all about the skills that we need to gather and host and be part of a community and like connection with other people and all of the different groups that we have in our lives that we might be a part of. Obsessed. Thank you to that person. But from next month, the webinar workshops that she's hosting for like paid subscribers only. And so I just spent £65 on a yearly subscription to her Substack. It feels very aligned with everything that I am thinking about and prioritizing at the moment and also like wanting to get better at. So for me, it's a £65 well spent in terms of, I think, what I'm going to get out of it based on what I've already got out of the 2 webinars that I have attended. Watch the replay of. She also has a book, but I'm not going to buy that for myself this week. Also, my latest delivery of Cola Gaza arrived, although I did pay for it last week, but it was £12. And this time I went for the sugar-free option. Thought I'd give that a try. And it's tasty. It's good. It's good. If you are boycotting Coca-Cola, may I recommend to you Cola Gaza. Tomorrow I am out and about in town, and then I need to find some time to paint my nails for a certain something. Do I have time to do that now? Hello, I am in full-blown green and orange today for Life of a Showgirl release day. It's also Friday, which means that Rowan's at nursery and I have a day off. Granted, I did do some work this morning because needs must, but now I am off. Where am I going? Where am I going? Guys, I'm having a massage. I have been holding on to these vouchers for so long and I haven't had the time. And so I am getting a massage. I've never been to this place before. We will see how it is. I'd love me a massage. If I could, I would have a massage every month. But the vouchers didn't quite cover the length of massage that I wanted. So I will be spending an extra £30 of my own money today to top up because your girl needs over an hour. I need over an hour. Like, my body is broken. Okay. Let's do this. Also, Life of a Showgirl. I was actually just giggling to myself listening to Wood, because that song, it just evokes a lot of penis imagery. It's great. It's very funny. I'm back home and the hair is a mixture of like wet from the rain and greasy from the massage, which was great. A little on the rough side, but I am getting better at communicating during massages. But I feel like my body has been well and truly like reset. So, freezer labels arrived, exciting. Also, I went into some charity shops, still hunting down the Hunger Games, no luck, but I did find something that I genuinely was specifically looking for tonight. Inspired by the video I recently did with Sean in terms of like what was missing from my wardrobe and style, and then also Life of a Showgirl, because yes, I am going to the release party screening at the cinema tonight with some friends. I found this. I was looking for exactly a green miniskirt. Boom, 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 boom. Found in trade, £6.99, and it's got this little slit in the side. I love it. Perfection. I can't believe that I literally found a green miniskirt, a bright green miniskirt in my size. I mean, maybe that's slightly just like being a size 10 privilege, but still, I feel like I did get very lucky. And then I also nipped into The Works and I got some star stickers for the Homestretch Goals bingo card video, but it was 2 for £1, so I got some stickers for Rowan as well. These are some like space planets, rockets stickers. So there we go. I don't know how much the tube cost me today. Honestly, we'll find out tomorrow. But I'll see you at the cinema in my full-blown showgirl outfit. The question is, what shoes do I wear? Because I do have some green heeled Mary Janes, but I also have some orange pumps. The pumps are probably bad because it's raining. I might just wear boots. It's fine. Don't worry. This little showgirl is ready to go to the cinema. We had pizzas for dinner. Dan went out to Morrison's and spent like 17 something pounds on pizza and beer on the joint account. Beer for himself as he is doing bedtime right now. I also have my bright green anorak and an orange handbag. So we're going all out. I don't care. Hello. It's the following Monday. Look, I have a life, I have boundaries. I was not vlogging over my 3-day weekend because your girl has Fridays off and her son goes to nursery school. But I continued buying things and I did film some little clippy clips here and there. The cinema, Life of a Showgirl release party, my popcorn cost me £6.80. £6.80, and I don't even think I ate half of it. Okay, so on Saturday mornings, I play tennis. I pay for these in like a chunk, in a block, but it comes to £15 a session, and the sessions are an hour and a half. So 15 quid on tennis. Then my friend Rosianna came over and we went to the pub and I bought a round of drinks and chips and crisps, and that came to £13. And then out with Rowan doing a little top-up shop, and that came to a £31.24. On Sunday, our payment for our washing up tablets came out. Small. Hold on, let me get them. These bad boys, these non-biological laundry capsules. So
They cost £6. And then I went to meet up with a mum friend in Highgate Wood, which is stunning. Like, I never go to Highgate Wood. It is a bit of a bitch to get to from me, but got a bus there and a bus back. So that was £3.50 on TfL. And we had lunch in the cafe there. So that was mine and Rowan's lunch, £24.15. It was fine. But I actually think I didn't order what I should have ordered, so that's on me. And then I am weak and I succumbed to my child wanting a chocolate lollipop, which cost £2.50. And then whilst we were out, Dan did a supermarket shop for meals for this week, and that was £39.37. But there were a few extra bits that were missing in that shop, so whilst I was out, I got those extra bits, which cost £3.02, but that was mostly this orange juice because we were in Muswell Hill and apparently the Sainsbury's in Muswell Hill has a fresh orange juice machine because it's Muswell Hill, guys. And then my last purchase of the week was a spontaneous purchase. I got back from Highgate Wood and Muswell Hill with Rowan and I was exhausted, I was shattered, and I just lay in the bed and crashed and had a nap whilst Dan played with him. And then when I woke up in my groggy state, scrolling on social media, I saw Holly Bourne mentioning Laura Jane Williams, another author's Pound Project book. And Pound Project, they do limited runs, pre-orders only, and they only print as many as they sell of these little books that have got big ideas in them. And Laura Jane Williams's books were called How to Build a Life. And I've followed her in the past and I've been aware of her work, and we have mutual friends, and I think I've met her in person a couple of times as well. But it turns out she has this whole Substack on how to build a life, and I was reading a bit about it and about the book as well. And it was there's similar stuff going on in our brains about readjusting our relationships with ambition. Also, she's a mum. And yeah, I was just compelled. And the deadline for the Pound Project book was today. So I was I gotta buy this. And so it's 2 books, and including shipping, that cost me £17.98. But you know what, guys? I have previously bought Pound Project books. Have I read them? No. Is this just going to add to my collection of Pound Project books that I haven't read? I've got Anna Whitehouse and her ex-husband, Matt, I don't know how to pronounce his surname, their books Divide and Conquer, and then I've got Gina Martin's To Love and Hate Men. I do really want to read all of these, and then obviously the new ones that are coming soon, I want to read them all. They're so tiny. I could easily read one of these in an afternoon, less than that. Do you know what? I need to put them, they've been hiding on my bookshelf, so I haven't been able to see them. I need to put them somewhere where I'm oh yeah, those books. They're too small, they get hidden. There we go. Let's run the numbers. I have the numbers. So I've split this into the general categories of groceries and household items, eating out and takeaways, transport, Rowan, the child, bills, and then hobbies, which is kind of hobbies and shopping and things for me. So groceries this last week came to £277.80, which obviously included that big bulky Ocado shop as well. So stuff from that will last us much longer. Eating out and takeaway this week felt like a big week. I ate out quite a bit this week, and so that came to £140.69. Transport, good old TfL, that came to £21.95. Rowan, money spent on my child this week, not including obviously food, groceries and the eating out budget. Obviously he's included in some of that, but this is specifically stuff for him, and that came to £54.04. Bills, this is obviously the biggest one because this week we had the vast majority of our monthly bills came out this week, and so that in total was £1,756. And then hobbies and fun things for me came to £154.96. So quite a lot. But am I mad about it? No, I'm not. And then total this week, my God, again, remember that the bills is the vast majority of this, which is monthly, is £2,405.44. But actually, let me do this. Take away the bills, because they're the chunkiest of chonkers monthly things. Oh wow, well when you put it that way, it's not as much. So then, without taking into consideration the
chunky monthly bills. This week I spent £649.44, and most of that was on food. Food, biggest chunk, then hobbies, then me, then Rowan, and then transport. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed nosying a week in my life and what I spend in that week. Let's all just remember not to compare, because everyone's lives are different, and also money and how we feel about it can be very emotional and subjective. I would say this felt like a very average week for me in spending, maybe a bit higher on the eating out and takeaways than normal, but it all kind of like balances out eventually, I feel like, for me. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.